What's up guys, Houndish here with this week's weekly vendor reset breakdown for the 11th of April. So we're going to look at the best weapon rolls as well as any high or 100% rolls of stats on armor pieces. So starting at the Crucible Quartermaster, we've got a nice B29 party favor right here. It has MD Reflex, Sure Shot IS and OEG scopes right there. We have Rodeo to reduce the severity of the weapon's recoil or take a knee. In the middle we have Small Bore or Feather Mag right there. Unfortunately, Small Bore does reduce your magazine size, otherwise that would be a pretty good option to go alongside Rodeo or Counterbalance right there. It does have Feather Mag for a faster reload, but that's at the expense of magazine size, which probably isn't worth it, so this middle slot does kind of spoil it a little bit, but nonetheless, that is a fairly decent roll if you don't have anything better. I wonder what the Palindrome God roll for the week will be like. Well, not quite the God roll that we've seen up till now, but we do have Luck in the Chamber right there, which is pretty nice. We've got Hammer Forged, which gives you overall pretty good range. It's not max range on this hand cannon, but it's pretty good. We have Explosive Rounds right there, Outlaw or Partial Refund, and in the sights we have Steady Hand, Sure Shot, and Quick Draw IS. So Sure Shot, Outlaw, Hammer Forged, and Luck in the Chamber is a pretty nice roll of this thing. We have a 44 Curtain Call, which may be pretty nice for PvP or PvE, depending on your preference. So we have Linear Compensator, CQB Ballistics, and Aggressive Ballistics right there. Close and or Personal, which is always good. Battle Runner, equally always pretty nice. We have Rifle Barrel, so it does have pretty decent range. We've got Quick Draw, and finally Crowd Control. At the Vanguard, we've got a pretty nice roll of the Continental right here, so it does have Counterbalance as well as Perfect Balance, which is a great combination. You also have the option of appended magazine right there in the middle. Also has Rodeo, so Rodeo, Perfect Balance, Counterbalance is pretty nice. Also the option of Hipfire in the first column right there, and in the sides we have Red Dot ORA, Quick Draw, and OEG Rifle Scope. So if you're into this archetype of auto rifle, this is actually pretty stinking good. Up next we have the Parthian Shot, and this is actually fairly decent. So we have the Reflex Scope, Steady Hand IS right there, and OEG. None of these are perfect scopes, but they're not too bad. We have Secret Round right there or Take a Knee. I would recommend just having Take a Knee right there and then going with Perfect Balance right there. And we also have Counterbalance, which is going to make for a pretty nice combination on this weapon. You also have the option of Rifle Barrel, which I can't recommend, but if you want a nice high impact archetype of pulse rifle roll, this with Take a Knee and then Perfect and Counterbalance right there is going to be pretty good for the Crucible. We've got the 7th Sense right here with options of Sight Sys, Short Gaze or Taxis. Short Gaze is always good for the Crucible. We've got Grenadier right there or Life Support. Life Support can actually be a fairly decent perk for counter sniping in the Crucible. We have Explosive Rounds or Snapshot. Snapshot is always good. And finally Unflinching, which isn't great on snipers, but it works a tiny little bit. So overall, this is going to be an okay PvP roll. We have the Bone Crusher machine gun with Aggressive Ballistics, Smart Drift Control or Field Choke right there. We've got Feeding Frenzy, which is always nice, or Guerrilla Fighter. In the middle we have Small Bore or Rifled Barrel, and then finally Crowd Control. So I would rock Crowd Control probably with Rifle Barrel right there, Feeding Frenzy, and then Smart Drift Control. This is going to be a pretty nasty machine gun for PvE and PvP. At Dead Orbit, we've got a pretty nice keystone roll right here. So we have Red Dot ORA, Focus Lens or Reflex Scopes. We've got Armor Piercing Rounds or Quick Draw. And then we have Perfect Balance or Third Eye, and finally Crowd Control. So Crowd Control, Perfect Balance, Quick Draw are going to make for a fairly nice combo for a bunch of different activities. We have the Worlds to Come Fusion Rifle with Reflex, Red Dot, ORA, and OEG scopes. We've got Enhanced Battery or Snapshot. We have Perfect Balance or Performance Bonus, and finally Hot Swap. So for PvP, I feel like this is a pretty good roll, and you've got a bunch of different options depending on your preference. At FWC, we have the Waltz right here, and this is pretty good. So we've got Counterbalance, Perfect Balance, and high caliber rounds across the top right there. Pretty nice stuff. Also with options of Hipfire or Third Eye. And finally, we have the sights Reflex, Steady Hand, and the OEG scope. So this is a pretty nice PvP roll of this pulse rifle. The Wormwood for the week has Rangefinder, Hand Loaded or Army of One, and we have Snapshot or Armor Piercing Rounds right there. If it had Quick Draw, that would be pretty nice, but in the sides we have Steady Hand, Fast Draw, and Quick Draw IS. Overall, a pretty decent roll if you don't already have the Wormwood. The Warpath may be an okay PvE launcher. We've got Cluster Bombs, Heavy Payload, or Tripod right there. We have Field Scout or Snapshot, so you could rock Field Scout, Tripod, and then Cluster Bombs right there. In the sides we've got Warhead, soft launch, as well as hard launch. So no kind of major boosts to stats, but for PvE, if you don't have anything better, it may be okay. From the new monarchy, we have the Deposition Sniper right here with Sight Sys, Short Gaze, and Eagle Eye. Up next, we have Skip Rounds or Lightweight. We have Perfect Balance or Triple Tap, and finally Unflinching. Not a stellar roll, but it's okay. We have the Bad Counsel Shotgun, which may be okay for PvE stuff, so we've got Rangefinder, Perfect Balance, or Surrounded. We have the First Citizen, if you're into your max rate of fire machine guns. We've got Hidden Hand, which is always good. We have Perfect Balance or Crowd Control. We've got Extended Mag or Lightweight. And finally, CQB Ballistics, Smart Drift Control, or Field Choke right there. Now though, let's move on and take a look at armor stat rolls for the week. So I'm going to cover anything that is 98 to 100% roll. Lord Shaxx has a 98% roll Discipline Strength Ghost right here in the form of the Crucible Shell. We also have the Senator Shell right here from New Monarchy with Intellect Discipline, also at 98%. Also for the Warlock, there is a Discipline Strength 100% roll Ghost available from Ikora Ray. This is exclusively for Warlocks, so unlucky Hunters and Titans. For the Warlock, we have a 98% roll of the Stormcaller's Bond with Intellect Strength right there. From Iron Banner, we have the Iron Saga Gloves for the Warlock, Intellect Discipline roll right here, melee attack and hand cannon reload at 99%. We have another 99% roll Discipline Strength, increased grenade throw distance and auto rifle reloader. On top of this, there is the Iron Saga Bond with Intellect Discipline, and this is a 100% roll. For the Hunter, we have a 99% roll Intellect Discipline chest piece from Lord Shaxx right here with Scout Rifle and Shotgun ammo, as well as Void Recovery and Void Armor. We have a 98% roll on the Endling's Grasps from Dead Orbit with Discipline Strength, Increased Grenade Throw, and Sniper Rifle Reload. We have a 100% roll of the Eon Tracer Cloak from FWC, Intellect Discipline right there. Varix in the Reef has a 98% roll Intellect Strength on the Devil's Disguise right here. And then we have the King's Mantle, and this is an Intellect Strength 100% roll. For Hunters from the Iron Banner, we have 99% roll, Intellect Discipline, Melee Attack, Scout Rifle, and 99% Discipline Strength, Grenade Throw, and Reload Speed of Pulse Rifles right there. There is a 100% roll of the class item with Intellect Discipline. This second one is a 96% roll. It's a bit of a rough week for the Titans this week, but Ephrodite does have some pretty good stuff. So we have a 99% roll Intellect Discipline, Melee Attack, Scout Rifle gloves right there. We also have a 100% roll Discipline Strength, Increased Grenade Throw Distance, and Reload Speed of Auto Rifles. On top of this, there is also a 100% class item, Intellect Discipline right there. So that pretty much sums up all of the vendor reset stuff for this week, guys. Again, this video is a little bit late just because all of the new raid stuff, you know, is kind of crazy at the minute. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video anyway. I will be dropping this video first thing on reset once this stuff all calms down. So if you have enjoyed the video, guys, a like is appreciated below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more Destiny content. But for now, have an awesome day.